Hi everyone, my name is Kaitlyn, and today I will be presenting a lecture on the at-risk population, individuals with Down syndrome. Today I will be covering background information on Down syndrome, why this group is considered at risk, how society views these individuals, the barriers they face, their strengths and resiliency factors, historical influence, and local resources. Alrighty, let's jump in. Down syndrome is a genetic condition that is caused by an extra copy of chromosome 21. The extra genetic material can affect development, characteristic facial features, or intellectual abilities, but the severity can range by individual cases. Down syndrome can occur without any constraints. It occurs across all races, ethnicities, religions, and income levels. In fact, about 1 in 700 babies are born with Down syndrome in the United States. There are 3 different types of Down syndrome: trisomy 21, translocation, and mosaic Down syndrome. Trisomy 21 is the most common in about 95% of cases. It happens when there are 3 copies of chromosome 21 instead of 2. It occurs due to a random error during cell division called non-disjunction. The extra cell gets copied onto every other cell as the embryo grows. This is completely random and not caused by anything that the parents did. However, the risk does increase with maternal age. Next, translocation makes up about 4 to 5% of cases. Again, there are 3 copies of chromosome 21, but instead, the 3rd copy is attached to another chromosome. This can happen randomly or it can be inherited. Notably, this is the only kind of Down syndrome that can be inherited. Lastly, mosaic Down syndrome is the rarest type of Down syndrome. It makes up about 1 to 2% of cases. In this type, some of the cells have 3 copies of chromosome 21, while others have the typical 2 copies. This happens after fertilization, so only some of the cells have the extra chromosome. Not in all cases, but in some cases, this can lead to more mild symptoms than other types of Down syndrome. In terms of where individuals with Down syndrome reside, these individuals typically live with their family or in a supported living setting, but many individuals are still active in their communities, in school, jobs, and other activities. Overall, the Down syndrome community is very diverse, with a diverse range of abilities, personalities, barriers, and needs. Individuals with Down syndrome are considered an at-risk population due to medical, social, and developmental vulnerabilities. Medically, individuals with Down syndrome are more likely to experience medical conditions such as congenital heart defects, thyroid issues, hearing loss, sleep apnea, and autoimmune conditions. Due to the developmental delays that can occur, these individuals have consequences in learning, speech, cognitive function, and motor skills. If their caregivers, educational system, and medical team are not equipped to provide the appropriate support, these delays can become a huge barrier and putting these individuals at risk socially and academically. Additionally, there is an increased risk of exploitation, abuse, and neglect due to the challenges and dependence on caregivers. Studies have actually shown that individuals with intellectual or developmental disabilities do experience higher rates of physical, sexual, and emotional abuse. Individuals with Down syndrome are commonly associated with higher incidence of co-occurring mental health disorders. Depression, anxiety, ADHD, and behavioral issues can be a huge challenge in these individuals, as well as the presentation of symptoms presenting differently than in the population of individuals without Down syndrome. Finally, a major risk is the likelihood of Alzheimer's, which is increased in individuals with Down syndrome. This can create long-term concerns for independence and quality of life. Due to the requirement of lifelong monitoring and care, it is important that individuals with Down syndrome receive early intervention and specialized care. Sometimes specialized care can be expensive, inaccessible, or of long wait lists. When individuals are unable to access adequate support, they may receive insufficient care. To begin looking into how society views individuals with Down syndrome, there are many misconceptions, stigma, and stereotypes. Individuals with Down syndrome are often underestimated in their abilities, which can limit their opportunities. Many individuals with Down syndrome are viewed as unable to take care of themselves, so their education, empowerment, and social opportunities may be limited. Media portrayal can also further reinforce already inaccurate perceptions. When individuals with Down syndrome are portrayed as comedic relief, this again creates harmful stereotypes. Additionally, in the media, individuals with Down syndrome are commonly portrayed as inspirational figures that actually takes away from their autonomy and the fact that they are also regular, everyday people. Additionally, stigma can also affect how individuals with Down syndrome and their families are treated and viewed. viewed. This can lead to bullying, mistreatment, exclusion, or again, even low expectations. Lastly, individuals with Down syndrome are commonly viewed through stereotypes. In specific, these stereotypes can include viewing these individuals as unintelligent or unable to live independently. Fortunately, though, there have been many strides towards breaking these barriers and building a better future. Advocacy movements have pushed for greater rights, inclusion, and awareness, and this helps to challenge prior misconceptions, spread awareness, and push for more equality. Secondly, increased portrayal in the media has begun to show more realistic and multi-dimensional representations of individuals with Down syndrome. Additionally, medical advances have also improved to help individuals with Down syndrome achieve better health outcomes, quality of life, and more opportunities for independence. And lastly, more inclusive practices in school, occupations, and communities have helped to create an environment where individuals with Down syndrome can have a better quality of life, more opportunities, and to overall thrive. While individuals with Down syndrome exhibit many strengths, there's currently an ongoing improvement of advocacy, education, and medical care and inclusive practices. There are still a variety of barriers that these individuals face that can affect their health, education, social life, mental health, and overall opportunities. To begin, access to healthcare and early intervention is not always available. Healthcare can be costly, and not every family is able to afford specialized healthcare that meets all the needs for individuals with Down syndrome. Even with health insurance, there are many gaps in coverage that make it hard for families to afford it. Additionally, there's not always locations convenient for families needing healthcare, and even without these two issues, there is still commonly a long wait list affecting how soon an individual may receive care. This can impact an individual's early development and the long-term outcomes. Secondly, schools play a huge factor in development, but not all educational systems come fully inclusive. Schools may lack resources, trained staff, specialized programs that are crucial for meeting the academic support and needs for individuals with Down syndrome. Discrimination is also a huge barrier for individuals with Down syndrome. Unfortunately, negative behaviors and attitudes still exist today. Some people severely underestimate the abilities of people with Down syndrome or base their behaviors based on stereotypes. This can lead to exclusion or isolation. They may be left out of activities, friend groups, social events, and this can affect their overall mental health and social skills. Lastly, individuals with Down syndrome may face difficulty with social skills or speech, making it increasingly difficult to voice their concerns, needs, or emotion. This makes it even harder for them to advocate for themselves and build relationships. Without the proper support, all of these challenges can impact their overall well-being. To combat these barriers and the resulting consequences, individuals with Down syndrome have specific needs and to provide them the support they need to reach their full potential. Starting support early can have a huge impact on the course of development. Therapies such as speech, occupation, and physical therapy can help individuals overcome struggles and barriers to build essential skills to support independence later in life. Specialized and inclusive educational plans can help to ensure that individuals with Down syndrome are meeting their academic needs in a way that is accessible for them. Individualized educational plans, or IEPs, are helpful to ensure that each student is getting the support they need in educational settings. Additionally, individuals with Down syndrome may experience unique and serious medical needs, such as heart monitoring and care. Specialized medical care ensures that these individuals' needs are addressed appropriately and proactively, helping to improve overall health. Supporting individuals' independence helps individuals with Down syndrome take on responsibilities and make choices for themselves. This can look like life skills training, job coaching, or daily living assistance, helping to create self-confidence and foster their autonomy. Lastly, person-centered care is crucial for any at-risk population. Person-centered care means tailoring support to each individual's needs, strengths, and goals. Instead of taking on a one-size-fits-all solution, it's actually listening to the individual and their needs to help them thrive. Despite the challenges they may face, individuals with Down syndrome can thrive due to a variety of resilience factors. A strong support system is extremely important in fostering resilience in individuals with Down syndrome, as it serves as the foundation of love, encouragement, and advocacy that allows these individuals to build confidence, gain life skills, and set them up for overall success in meeting all of their needs. Again, advocacy is also important to help individuals with Down syndrome find the support that they need, resources, services, and create opportunities. It also plays a huge impact on spreading awareness and educating the public. Experiencing emotional warmth is critical to help individuals feel safe and confident to strengthen their self-esteem and overall resilience. Next, developing and strengthening social skills allows individuals with Down syndrome to form relationships, navigate social settings, and engage with their community. This helps them foster their independence as well as increasing their overall well-being. Additionally, maintaining good physical and cognitive health again helps to increase overall well-being. It leads to greater independence, better daily life, and higher quality of life. Access to community resources such as programs to help with skill building, occupational support, therapy, medical care, helps to support all of the specific needs that each individual may have. Lastly, individuals with Down syndrome show remarkable determination in overcoming challenges. This can be in daily life, new skills, social settings, and so much more. And this is a huge factor in resilience, and it's an important concept to remember that many individuals with Down syndrome do thrive. To point out some historical events that help spread awareness, create equal rights, the first major stepping stone was in 1866 when John Langdon Down created the first clinical description of Down syndrome. Overall, his medical work allowed medical professionals to understand and identify the condition. Then in 1959, it was revealed that the cause of Down syndrome was due to the extra copy of chromosome 21. This discovery helped transform the prior understanding from outdated beliefs and stereotypes to science with biological backing. Next, in 1960, the National Association for Down Syndrome formed. The NADS is an organization dedicated to advocating for individuals with Down syndrome. They play a major role in supporting families, spreading awareness, and shifting the public attitudes. Additionally, the Educated for All Handicapped Children Act in 1975 created a guarantee that all children with disabilities had the right to free and appropriate health care. This opened the door for opportunities for children with Down syndrome as well as other disabilities to meet their educational needs and provide them with the inclusion that was previously denied. Lastly, the American with Disabilities Act in 1990 was a huge movement towards equal rights for individuals with Down syndrome. The ADA protects individuals with disabilities from discrimination in public spaces, employment, transportation, and more. This helps to make society more inclusive and accessible for individuals with Down syndrome. The last thing I wanted to talk about was some local resources in Northern Kentucky for individuals with Down syndrome. To begin, the Down Syndrome Association of Greater Cincinnati operates in Kentucky. They are a nonprofit organization that provides access to programs, education, and support for individuals with Down syndrome and their families. They serve Northwest Ohio, Northern Kentucky, and Southeastern Indiana. Overall, their mission is to empower individuals with Down syndrome as well as educate their families and communities. Secondly, Redwood is a nonprofit organization that provides childcare support, support for families, support for veterans, and provides support for individuals with learning disabilities. They focus solely on support and provide an inclusive classroom environment, and they use personalized lesson plans to promote all areas of development. They also provide physical, occupational, and speech therapies in addition to a child life specialist. Overall, Redwood ensures that each child receives personalized and specialized care plans. Lastly, the Thomas Center for Down Syndrome is an approach to specialized care that's actually through the Cincinnati Children's Hospital that focus on structured evaluations, individual treatment, care coordination, education, advocacy, and transition planning. If anyone is interested in learning more or looking deeper into any of these topics, I included a slide for all my resources. Feel free to dig in deeper into anything that interested you. Thanks for watching.